Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. Before we begin this lesson, I want to start off by giving all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Chakodash. Double honor unto the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. A sincere Shalom to the hopeful like this out there, listening, learning, and or teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom. So I was looking at this article earlier, Akim, and it caught my eye. It says, please be fake. PlayStation fans panic as Sony seemingly introduces ridiculous new 30-day license check on digital games. So, just looking at the title, when I was scrolling through it, I was at the plantation, I looked down, I saw this shit on the phone. I said, you know what? It made me think of, when I was, a teenager and even a kid. I used to love video games back then. Back then, it was very simple. You plug the game in and you play. We had the Nintendo 64, we had the PlayStation 2, Xbox 360, In my opinion, those were the best systems back in the day. And, but as time went on, these gaming systems, they started asking for more and more of your information, personal information. They want a username, they want a password. They want an email address, and, now they want to be connected to the internet, right? Now, I haven't bought any of these new ones, but I know even with the Xbox 360, there's an option to play online. So, you connect to the internet and you got to pay a fee. And, that eventually was ruined because, a lot of people start hacking in those different rooms. I know with Call of Duty especially. And then what happens? They don't fix that problem because by the time, that game's been out for a few years, the next game comes out. Then the next gaming system comes out. Then once so many gaming systems come out, right? Now you got the PS5, the Xbox series or whatever they call it. So those old gaming systems that were, in my opinion, more simple and easy to use, and, that's what they were created for, just for entertainment. Okay, now they become obsolete. Now you have to go to the new shit. It's the same thing with these iPhones, the smartphones, and cars. They create a system where you constantly need to be upgrading, and if not, then you get left behind type of shit. And I know this this is a strange, it might seem like a strange topic for a lesson, but, it made me think about how everything is going digital to the point where it's becoming grievous, man. Okay, whatever happened to just put a CD or a DVD, not DVD, the disc, the gaming disc into the game and just play the game. Now, look at this, man. We're going to read into it just a little bit. I won't make this lesson too long, Lord's will. Okay. It says Sony is under fire for new rumored 30-day license check for digital purchases on PS5 and PS4 consoles. Okay, it says Sony has been under fire for over the last few months over significant price hikes on PlayStation 5 and PS Portal hardware amid the ongoing memory crisis and wider economic struggles. Unfortunately, the company is back in the spotlight again for the wrong reasons and arguably the worst yet. Here's the point. As reported by Video Cards, several PlayStation users spotted a new 30-day license check on digitally purchased games on PS5 and PS4. This supposedly revokes game licenses if users don't log in or connect their console to the internet within 30 days, meaning they can no longer be played until the console's connected to the internet again. Right? It makes me think of a few things, man. They want you constantly tied to that system. They don't want you to take a break from the game. And they want that game to always be connected to the internet. All right? I was watching a quick video on it. The guy was saying if you don't play the game, then you lose the rights to the game. So you got to play the game within 30 days. And if you let it go by for 30 days, you take a 30-day break, you no longer own the game. Even if you paid for it. And that's why the people are talking about, that's why I told you, you got to have the physical game. You guys can't be buying these games online, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's the way it's going to be, man. Everything's going digital now, man. You see? And it makes me think, it makes me think of this, what this devil Klaus Schwab said. Remember, he said, you will own nothing and be happy. Breaking down the Great Reset, right? That's the Great Reset. That's what it's all about. It's about you owning nothing and being happy about it. You see? And a perfect example is them video games, man. That's coming. One day is coming, man. And this is going to be a great temptation for these people out here in the world. Video games is their cope. Okay, and so they come home from their job, whatever, dealing with their woman. They go to their man cave, and they play their video games, right? Well, now it's going to be set up, and you know when that chip comes, okay, that's why they doing that. So when that chip comes, guess what? If you don't pay your bills, you don't have what? You don't have internet. If you don't have internet, they can't do their 30-day license check. Boom, you don't own the games you had either. So you see, so this devil, this beast system is going to affect every aspect of your life. Even things that you had thought you owned, you no longer own, man. So just showing you the depth of this man's wickedness, where it's even going to affect something as unimportant as video games, man. Okay, so this system is going worldwide very soon, man. All right, and you're seeing it everywhere, man. This is just another example. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices, right? Devices meaning them wicked, evil plans, okay? Which that plan is to mandate a chip, which is mandatory for buying and selling to keep everybody a part of this, to make everybody a part of this system digitally, okay, through the internet. Okay, that's why they got these towers out here. They're going to connect you and be able to track your location, have all your information on file. They want to keep people engaged with this system. And if you log out for 30 days, like it says, you will lose your rights to those video games that you already bought with your hard-earned money and paid taxes for. Okay, showing you the system we're going into, man. And notice how this video games didn't get to this point overnight. It was gradual, man. First, they asked for your email address. Next thing you know, you got to put your, you got to set up an account. You got to do this. You got to do that. Like, man, in the 90s, you could just play a game. You didn't have to put in a username and log in every time you play a game and do all this extra bullshit. That's why I don't even play these video games no more. It became too complicated, too annoying. It's like my goal with a game is to sit down and chill, man. Not to go work a whole nother job. That's a job, doing all that game stuff, And, of course, the games ain't what they used to be. The games, they kind of suck now. Just like the music. The music that we were so entertained by back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, it's gotten worse progressively, man. There's no more soul in this music. It's all, just for the elite to push out wickedness, wicked messages to get Jake to go out there and kill their own people and do all that. It's all the same bullshit. Gang banging, drugs, sex, money, hoes, and clothes, all a nigga knows, right? Just like Biggie used to say. Hey, but even back then the music was better. Now it's even worse. Okay, so all these forms of entertainment are going to shit. Okay, and I want to grab Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, right? We're coming to that time where there's also a lot of people losing their jobs to AI, right? And AI is a big part of the NWO beast system that's coming, right? That's going to go hand in hand with these license checks, with these different things. It's all going to be connected. It's all going to be automated, man. There's not going to be individual people checking to see if everybody still has their chip connected, and so on and so forth. However it's going to be, there's going to be a constant surveillance, man. There's going to be cameras connected. That's why they got all these cameras, man. They got all these cameras. They got AI constantly monitoring it, so you could just imagine when that system comes, man, you're going to have people connected via chip. The chip's going to have all your information. They're going to have your biometrics, what your face looks like when you're angry, when you're happy, when you're sad, looking to the left, looking to the right. So they can identify you on any camera in the world. You could go to the Philippines and then go to Mexico, and then the AI knows that you were in the Philippines because they got your cameras over there. They caught your face. Your chip was connected to the internet there. You see, that's the system that's being created right under everybody's noses. You see? And it's been being created. It's been being set up. And through that gradualism, people don't even think about it. But it's already almost here, man. Slowly but surely, that frog is being boiled, man. Okay? And now a lot of people are losing their jobs, like it says here. And it says, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, right? It's a dark time, man. That mirth is gone. People ain't even enjoying going out to clubs and bars like they used to. They ain't enjoying music like they used to. The video games ain't fun like they used to be. Everything sucks now. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, right? There's them jobs being shut down. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Right here. And all the daughters of music shall be brought low, right? The shitty music, the shittier entertainment. Okay, because the Lord is destroying this place, man. It's almost finished. This is a part of prophecy as well. Okay. And this is Revelation 13:16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name, right? You will be unable to participate in society. You won't be able to buy. You won't be able to sell. And like we're seeing with these license checks, hey, you won't even be able to play your own video games if you don't get that chip. You could buy all the games and think, oh, well, the games are already bought. They're on my system. Oh, 30-day license check. You ain't connected your chip yet? Nope, you can't even play offline anymore. You see? That's how they're going to do it, man. And it's showing that it's going to infiltrate every aspect of life, man. So like he said, you will own nothing and be happy. That's what it's about. It's about ultimate control over the people. Okay, and so, this is going to be the last straw when, like the scripture says, when he's about to fill his belly, that's when the Lord will rain fire upon him when he is eating. Okay, so, the so-called white man's wickedness, Esau's wickedness, this is where it's going to end up. It's going to end up to the point where he's so greedy that everybody on earth is going to be forced to get a chip against their own will in order for him to have domination over the people. And that's basically when the Lord is going to step in and save us, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, from this devil, all right, and from the slavery that we're having to endure here, okay, and from our flesh bodies as well, man, because these bodies dying, constantly getting weaker, all these ailments, you see. So, just tying it all together, the Lord is going to save us from this devil, man, but we got to pass this test, man. Start separating yourself from this world, Akim. Don't get so attached to these video games. These video games just another part of the matrix. It's just like going to the club, playing a video game, over drinking, overindulging in food and, this Babylonian system. Hey, be in the world, be not of the world. Using the world, not abusing it. Okay, yeah, you could play your little game once in a while. Go out to the club once in a while or the bar once in a while. But understand that we're going to have to be pilgrims in this earth very soon, Akim. Like they say, we'll own nothing and be happy. So you got to be willing to lose everything, okay? Even your own house, your car, okay? There's nothing here that is worth losing your salvation over, okay? And the Lord is quickly bringing this place to a close. All right, Akim. So with that, I want to finish by giving all glory, honor, and praises unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash, Double honor unto the elders and apostles, a great millstone that taught us this truth. A sincere shalom to the hopeful elect that's out there listening, learning, and or teaching in truth and sincerity. Shalom wa. Abba Abba Shalom.